Well, we're back at Hunter's Creek today and back at Osprey Park. It's a little bit of time to fish. It's kind of cold for Florida. We're in like the mid 50s, upper 40s. It's sunny though, and so I waited till this afternoon to let the sun actually warm up the water a little bit, because I found that fishing cold weather here in Florida, if the sun has time to warm up the water, the fish will become active. And right now it's about 3 o'clock, so the sun has had time to warm up the water. The breeze has actually died down a bit too. So we're going to be fishing non-moving baits essentially. I'm going to be fishing a fluke on the one rod, but I'm going to fish it very, very slow, because a dying fish will naturally trigger a bass's instincts to feed most of the time. And then I'm going to be fishing a shaky head power worm on the other and just kind of crawl along the bottom and see if I can annoy the fish enough to get a reaction bite. So hopefully we'll catch some fish today. I don't know, it is kind of cold like I said, and it's bluebird skies and sunny, but we're going to give it our best, and hopefully we'll come out of here with a hog or two. So ducks are hanging out in my spot here. I just saw a fish bust over there. Alright, so last few times we were here, the water was actually flowing pretty good. It's not flowing so hot right now. All this stuff here is dead. So it may or may not be good fishing. I'm going to make this my camp, and this is where I'm going to stay for the last hour and a half that I've got. So see if we can't find something. Usually they're kind of pushed up against this bank here. I missed one. I had one for sure. I just scared one right there. I had one for sure. He grabbed the tail of it though. That was dumb. Felt him pull. There he is. There he is. It's a good one. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's a good first fish. Nice little pound and a half. And look at that. Popped right out. Nothing but pressure holding that bad boy in there. That's not a bad first fish. This is actually kind of cool too, so. Ouch. There you go. And he's off. So if you're still here, you're still stacked up here. Let's reset this shaky head here. Just jab myself. I know there's one over there. If you wonder what I'm using a shaky head jig head with a 7-inch purple and black power bait twist tail worm. So I'm planning a trip to Catfish Creek Preserve on Tuesday. I was there last Tuesday and caught 6 fish. Nothing to write home about, and the GoPro wasn't working for whatever reason. I want to go back because that place has the potential to break my personal best. But this Tuesday when I go down there, it's going to be partly sunny and the high is 72. So that's why I made a run to pick up some shaky heads and a few other things from Academy. It's going to be cold wading day. I've seen fish in there that are way over 5 pounds. Some that are probably closer to the 10-pound range. So we're going to try and break my personal best on Tuesday. It's going to be tough, but pretty sure, because these next few days are going to be cold, that the fish, if it warms up just a little bit, will start to feed again. we go. On the Senko. I don't know how big he is. Feels decent. Haven't seen him come up. Oh, that's a good one. That's on a Texas rig Senko. This is a good fish. A 2-pounder. 2.5 maybe. Perfect hook set. Corner of the mouth. Oh, he's pinned. He wasn't coming off. Okay, second fish of the day. No giant, but I'll take it. These fish are, it's actually not too cold. So that's what they're hanging out in the sunny area over here, away from the weeds. And they're fighting pretty hard too, which is a good sign. That's how I wipe my hands. Literally got about an hour and a half to do this. Probably about an hour and 15 now. That last time I was here, actually I've been here a couple times since that first video. Right here is where I was killing it, because this was flown in and this fish were just stacked up in here feeding. This is still a real good spot to fish here. Caught 2 decent ones today. Not giant, but I'll take them. They're better than dinks. Whoop, here we go. Missed one. This one, I can grab the tail. This is the temperature right now, at least in Kissimmee, which isn't that far from here. It's 57 degrees. Feels a lot colder than that with the wind chill, but it was 48 this morning when we were out running our errands this morning. To rephrase that, it was 48 degrees this morning at about 10:30. It's almost 4 o'clock now. So we've had some time to warm up. I missed one there too. Interestingly enough, both those fish I caught were probably about 10 feet to 15 feet offshore. Not very far. I don't see any in the middle. I saw one bust earlier, so I'm betting that they're still hugging pretty tight. It sucks that a lot of this vegetation that was here is gone. It's died off. They still have reason to kind of cling to this area. This is all hard surface here. Oh, here we go. I don't think I set the hook hard enough on this one. It's another good one. Try to get him in quick. He's okay. It's not that big. Oh, hang on. Hang on, bud. Hang on. Oof. Corner of the eye. Let's see if I can get this out without doing any damage to the eye. There we go. This little guy. Fin's messed up, but I'll take it. There's one busted right there. Right there, right there, right there. They're feeding, they're feeding. Right there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, baby. Where you at? 48 degrees and windy, and just with that sun being up and warming up the water just enough, they're up and moving. When I first moved to Florida, this was the bait that caught all my fish. It's a little paddle tail by Slayer Inc., which is an American company. These baits are made here in America. I used to just fish it like I'm right now with a little belly weight hook, and I've caught so many big bass on this thing. And it's been a while since I've used it. And the color I used to get on was the black and gold with the gold flake on the inside. Caught so many big fish on this thing. And I don't know why it's just this color, because the other colors that they make, I've tried them, but they're not as successful as this one. If they're chasing, you should be able to see this and feel the vibration from the paddle tail. Alright, with the bite is kind of slowed down. I haven't seen too many fish bust. I've got about half an hour before the sun really starts to go down to the point where we can't see So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the Senko a couple more times, and we're going to move down, hit a couple spots that I've caught fishing before, and then we're going to run way out of time by that point. So with the sun coming off the water like that, I think the water temperature is going to start dropping pretty drastically. So I think that these fish are going to kind of be done for the day, I guess. Tomorrow's supposed to be colder than today. Tuesday is supposed to warm up. It'll be the warmest day out of this 4-day stretch here. Throw a Senko over here first. So we're looking at 72 degrees, I think, is the high. And I'll be down at Catfish Creek Preserve fishing that day. So just a little guy. Knew something had it. Yeah, he's not the same size as the last one I caught. He's poaching the bottom of the mouth. Let's pop that out. Nice little guy. Senko's still killing it though, for everything else. Alright, so if you come to a place that looks like this, regardless of the time of year, I'm going to make my cast fairly parallel to the embankment here. So there, I'm probably about 20 or 30 feet off the shoreline. I'm just going to work it back along the shoreline. That's where most of the life that these bass feed off of is. So that's naturally where they're going to be, especially if they're hunting. Unless there's some weird point out in the middle, where there's some submerged structure or something. This is probably the best way to fish these areas. Now, if you have a Lawrence unit or a boat or whatever, by all means, check the deeper stuff. There's plenty of big fish out there. All right, it's 4:42. I've got maybe 20 minutes left of light before it actually starts to get too dark to see anything. So I'm going to go down here. We're going to fish the rock pile and make my way back to the car. It's actually getting really cold now. Like it's probably below 45. Again, for the people who live in the north, I lived up in the north too. I understand it's not really cold, but for Florida, it kind of is. It tells you how cold the rest of the country is. If Florida is in its 40s and 30s, you can only imagine how cold it is in, say, New York, Wyoming, Wisconsin, Michigan, up in those areas. That little rock pile I was talking about. I'll fish this bad boy real quick. Tons of bait fish right here just swarming. So if you're ever in Florida, or no matter where you're at, just keep in mind, even just because it got cold out, doesn't mean that the fishing has to slow down. And folks up north have ice fishing. Here in Florida, we just have we just have mildly cold weather fishing. But I'm definitely going to go out Tuesday, have to get in the water, and see if I can catch my personal best at this preserve. So stay warm, guys. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and I will see you in the next video.